Hello, my name is Jedidiah Goodacre, and you are watching Fork the News, because they're not allowed to say fuck the news. Well, if you've seen either of the movies, they are very wildly different movies, but super hilarious. And they took place about a year apart. And in the first Mary Fuck Kill, my character's name was Greg in that one, and it stayed Greg. And that one's more like a suspense horror movie. And then in this new one, F Mary Kill, originally my character was also named Greg. So I was going to do two movies that are basically the same title with the same character name, but they found that out and they're like, we got to change this, Kyle. So yeah, but they're both very hilarious movies to me in different ways. Yeah. So
every time there's a fuck, marry, kill movie.
Yeah, anytime there's a fuck, marry, kill guy, they call me up. So I think I got one of the two. I don't know if I was F, marry, or kill in either of the movies. So.
Kyle is marriage material. Thank you.
Unscripted moment? Oh, for sure. Yeah. Lucy Hale is very funny. She's super cool, and she's very good at improv. But I had the moment for sure on that movie. So it was during the date scene, if you watch the movie, and if you're going to watch the movie, it's during the date scene. Lucy comes walking down the stairs, having her, like, she's all that moment, you know, like, ooh. And everyone in the bar, because we're filming and they have to get dialogue, everyone is like dead silent. And so just as Lucy was walking down the stairs, she was like looking at her feet, and just as she like looked up to like look for me, I farted. And this was on purpose too, so it didn't just sneak out. But it was like way louder than I thought. It was fucking amazing. And it just, everyone stopped, looked around, like, who was it? And I put my hand up, and everyone was laughing. We just had to, like, stop filming for about 15 minutes.
So you can't pour it in front of
No, I felt it coming up, like, a take earlier, and I was like, oh, man, I don't want to do this, and, like, this take is really good, so I decided to do it at the start of another take. But, yeah, I farted. I farted on Lucy Hale, so that was definitely the funniest moment of the whole thing. Lucy had some pretty good ones too. Oh shit. I'll start on myself, I guess. Maybe I'll start on other people. Red flag. When you're like disrespectful for no reason, kind of thing. Yeah, that's like my big red flag. Or like, I don't even like saying like people below you, but like somebody that is perhaps serving, you know, like the traditional, like a server at a restaurant comes over and then somebody's an asshole to them. Boom, you're out of my books as soon as you do that. Unless the server was an asshole to you first. Then you've got every right. No, I'm kidding. Green flag, if you love dogs. I'm a huge dog guy, so if you love dogs, green flag. For myself, red flag would be like, I'm a terrible texter. I am like, yeah, you could text me and I won't answer for like 4 days. And it's basically out of anxiety, because if you text me and then I text you back right away, then we're in a conversation. How long does that last? And so I give it a good like 3-day break, so you know, and when I text back, it can just be like they'll leave me 3 days to think about it afterwards. Yeah. So that's my red flag, and I think my green flag would be my golden retriever energy. Yeah, I just like to have a good time, and yeah. Tough choice. Well, let's go in order. Definitely gonna fuck Dorian Gray for sure, man. The guy was smooth. He's been around a long time. Probably showed me a good time. And marry? I would marry into the Charming family. Get some of that money, you know what I mean? Prince Charming and Cinderella, they got tons of loot. And then kill, I guess, would be Roman to just to make all the Hope fans happy, you know, because I really kind of screwed her over in the first series there. So yeah, we will fuck Dorian, marry Chad, and kill Roman. Sorry, Roman. I have a lot of favorite moments from behind the scenes that I will not share. I've probably farted a lot on that one for sure. I think like my favorite moments behind the screen were like we had and this is, I don't want to be like just a guy's guy, but the boys on that one, man, like I am friends with Mitch, Zach, Dylan, Tommy. Yeah, like we had such a tight-knit group of dudes, and anytime we got to spend time with each other after work, it was a lot of fun. Sometimes too much fun, like way too much fun, and it spilled over into the next day kind of thing. But one thing that sticks out to me, I just ran into Dylan Playfair at an audition the other day, and it reminded me of a time that he asked everyone, like anyone who wanted to join, they could join, and we all laid down on the ground, and he walked us through basically like a breathing meditation, and I guess it only lasted about 5-6 minutes, but I swear to God, I was like transported somewhere else. And so Dylan's got like a knack for really like grabbing your attention, and yeah. That was the coolest moment, because I was crying afterwards. He was like, dude, I don't know where you went, but you were gone. And I was like, yeah, wow. So yeah, that was pretty cool. You know what? I didn't get much time to like prepare. It was like a week before I found out that they were interested. I sent in a tape, and then they were like, all right, come on in next week for fittings and stuff like that. But I think because I joined in the show, they were well on their way with the show already. So I think just getting there, doing all the fittings, putting on all those like amazing costumes that I got to wear, all the jewelry and stuff like that, having the hair done up, I didn't really have to like do much, you know what I mean? They did it all for me. And then once I got around all the other actors, it just immersed me in that world, because I couldn't have really prepared myself for that version of Dorian Gray, I don't think, because I had no idea about the show or what went on in it and everything like that. So luckily, I am one of those jump into the pool with both feet and unprepared kind of thing. So it worked out for me. But I had a lot of help from costume people, all the crew, the producers, the director, the showrunner, and all the other actors. It was just, super easy. Yeah. You're giving me a lot of like,
Sorry.
I'm giving away all my secrets that I'm not a real actor. I'm just a guy. Well, actually, you know what? I got very lucky. In the originals and legacies, I played Roman, Sienna, the dick, who betrayed Hope. Anyways, beside the point. Going through the originals, like it was like episodes back to back, so it wasn't really hard to keep continuity going between episodes. But then there was a long like stretch between filming the originals and then when I came back for legacies. But luckily for me, my character was completely different in legacies than I was in the originals. In the originals, I was basically like under my mother's thumb and doing whatever she wanted me to do, and basically a confused young man trying to do the right thing, but ended up doing the wrong thing. And so a lot of time had passed between the last moment you saw me in the originals and then when you first see me in Legacies. So just like, normal people, vampires change too over time. So yeah, I guess I just approached it as like a new character almost, because so much had changed for Roman, and I got to come back and be the guy that really actually wanted the best for Hope. You know what I mean? Like in the originals, I really wanted, I fell in love with Hope, so I wanted the best for her, but I was listening to my mom, and who comes first, mom or girlfriend? Well, in Legacies, my mom was already dead, so that answered that question. Girlfriend came first. Yeah. I've been a goofball. I am a goofball, and sometimes I take it too far. But I would say from these conventions, the thing that I take away the most from it is getting to meet the other actors. And because take the originals for example. I really did most of my scenes with just Hope, Danielle, right? So I really only got to meet Danielle and get to know her. And so now at these conventions, like the one in Atlanta that I go to all the time, I got to meet so many other people that were on those shows that I never got to meet. And we became fast friends. So shout out to, my boy Ben Gurins, the necromancer, David Anders and Mitchell Hope, Quincy, all those guys just. And for a guy like me, I know I have golden retriever energy, but I'm also kind of like a lone dog, just like out in the pasture by himself. So it's nice to every once in a while get into a situation where you're kind of forced to, get to know people. And it reminded me because I was living in a small town at the time. And when I went to my first convention, I was very nervous about it. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to look like an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. And it couldn't have been any different than that. Like, immediately, everyone just kind of took me under their wing. And Ben Gurins, for sure, is he's like a father/older brother figure, best friend. I love that guy to death. So shout out to Ben Gurins, you son of a bitch. Whoever thought of conventions, fucking tip my hat to you. Because, for a lot of actors, there's a long time in between jobs. And if you're young and dumb like I used to be, you don't exactly, remember about taxes the following year or things like that. So I kind of thought, in my earlier, ignorance, I thought if I go to a convention, I'm selling out, that's not true to being an artist, which I call bullshit on myself on that. And anyone who thinks that, whatever, teach their own. But I love getting to, meet fans, like I said, meet other people, other actors and stuff like that, and make friends. And even a lot of the fans that have come up, I recognize them immediately when I see them. I run over and hug them, and I don't know, it's just, I hope they feel as good as I feel when that happens, kind of thing. So I think it's just a great opportunity for the people that watch some of these shows and movies to get to meet the person behind the mask, kind of thing. And it's been a joy so far. Yeah. Oh, I would do what do they call that? When they have a bunch of puppies around and you just fucking hang out with puppies. Yeah, a coffee puppy. Puppy coffee. Coffee for. Oh, cat. Oh, like the cat cafe. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. Puppy coffee. Yeah, but get in a room with a bunch of puppies there and just hang out with them, or something physical, like do you know the Ninja Warrior thing? I love that shit. I love climbing on stuff. Like, I was looking at the hotel here earlier, and I was like, for sure I could climb that. And, you know, and that's like my if I forget my key to the room or something like that, I left my window open, I know I can climb up and get in. So something like that, like climbing on something or puppies. Oh, lots of people do. I mean, I would love to work with anything on a Denis Villeneuve film. Paul Thomas Anderson, obviously. To do a movie with Jim Carrey, I think it would honestly break me. I think I would like fucking melt or something like that. You know, he's childhood hero of mine, still a hero of mine. My whole family is like, we are Jim Carrey fangirls and fanboys kind of thing. So anything with Jim Carrey, anything with Denis Villeneuve, Paul Thomas Anderson. Oh my God, the list could fucking go on. Yeah. And that, you know what? I feel bad. I only mentioned men there. To do another project with Laura Murphy, I know because I've already worked with her, so that's why it didn't come to my mind first. Laura. To do another project with Laura would be fucking phenomenal to me, because she was like, and this is nothing against any of the other directors I've ever worked with, but she was by far the best director at allowing us to play. You know what I mean? Because that's what, you know, actors are like, oh, get in the sandbox and play. But sometimes it's like, you're not supposed to move the sand that way or some shit like that. And you're like, oh, fuck, no, I'm nervous and I'm going to crawl in a ball, which is like the worst thing you can do as an actor. So, yeah, I would do anything for Laura Murphy again, just because that was such a freeing experience for me, and like a reminder of, yeah, like why I got into the job that I'm in. So, yeah. The most French thing I've done, like I've basically tried to like rebel against this whole system. I like looked up like an American breakfast place so I could go get some like fucking, I'm weird with food too, so the most French thing that I've done is my hotel room has like a nice bay window that opens, and I like opened my window and like leaned out over the railing and brushed my teeth with like, you know, just a towel on kind of thing. And there was like people like looking at me, but I was like, this is Europe, right? This is what we do here. Or what you guys do here. I have no idea. I don't think that's probably not French at all. That's just like that's me. So, yeah.